Hello, everybody. You've tuned in to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm your host, Sergeant Rich Myers with the Indiana State Police Public Information Office. I want to thank the Indiana State Police Alliance, Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance, and Tom Trial, extraordinaire, keeper of the camera for the YouTube site, and we thank him for being here with us and putting us on YouTube each and every week. And I've got a new guest with me today, somebody that's never been here, Trooper Ryan Winters from the Lafayette District. Right? That's where you live.
Yes.
That you don't actually work out of the Lafayette District, do you?
I do.
Oh, do you?
A lot of work outside of the district, but my primary location is District 14.
Trooper Ryan Winters is here with me. He's received several awards on something that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, and been recognized for his actions. But let's get a little background on Trooper Ryan Winters. Where did you? What made you say I want to be an Indiana State Police officer?
Growing up, that's all I ever wanted to do, law enforcement, and I really liked the integrity and the professionalism of the state police, and that was the direction I wanted to go. If I couldn't be a state trooper, I didn't want to be in law enforcement.
Where were you? Where did you grow up at?
Sullivan, just south of Terre Haute.
Yeah. Okay. So probably had Chad Hilton as your mentor.
Yep.
And
Mike Esslinger and all
there
those
you go.
guys.
Yeah. Okay. I know where you're from. So we went to the academy. What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2003.
And went where?
Right to Lafayette.
Okay. So started there on the road in 2003.
I did, and started working Interdiction in, I think, 2006.
Okay.
Under Lieutenant Doug Theobald. And
Was that through the post? Was that kind of a, here you need to go out and kind of concentrate on this? It wasn't actually a TDY or anything?
No, it was through the post. Then 2007 timeframe, Lieutenant Jay Janke came from DES.
Right.
At that point, it became a full-time interdiction. Make your schedule, go where you want to, and just make things happen. And from that point on, it's been the course of my career.
65 is pretty easy to make things happen. And
It is. It comes to you,
Yeah.
for sure.
So you started out in Lafayette. You started on the interdiction, and that was in what year? 2007.
2006, 2007.
Okay, and you've been there ever since.
Yes.
Lived in that area.
Mhm.
Well, we want to talk a lot about some of these awards here that I'm going to read off here that you were involved with. And first one, the 2014 International Chief of the Police Trooper of the Year for North Central Region, and that was a nomination. Where did that come from? How did that work out?
That was from the fire incident that happened in 2014 in my hometown.
Okay. Can you give us a little background on what happened on that?
Yeah, I was leaving for work one morning, and I had my coffee cup in my hand and hadn't even taken the first drink, and I looked over, the neighbor's house was on fire, and made entry and got the Bowlings, alerted couple out of their house with their grandson, and it kind of snowballed from there.
So that was a morning fire, and right next to your house.
Right. Actually, went around the corner, and lo and behold, the whole backside of the house was on fire.
So you could see it from your house, or you were driving by?
I drive by the house every single day.
Okay.
Drove around the corner, and I was actually looking at a neighbor's house who was on vacation, and their house had been broken into, and out of the corner of my eye, I caught the glow of the orange in the Bowlings house. The whole southwest corner was on fire.
What time was this? Was this before daylight, or?
It was right at daylight. It was right before my shift came on. So.
Okay, so you see the fire, and what did you do then?
Made entry into the house, and there's a grandson that was asleep on the living room couch, and he directed me to their bedroom, went upstairs and got them out, and the fire department came and tended to the fire.
So how old's the grandson? What age?
I think he was maybe 11 or 12. at the
Okay,
time.
but he wasn't aware.
No, he was asleep completely.
Really? And the I guess it would be grandparents of this young man
Yes.
were also asleep, so they weren't aware. No fire alarms or anything in the house?
It was not. There was no alarms going off, and it was pretty amazing when I went in that the whole wall of the house was on fire inside the room. It was maybe 20 feet away from the grandson. He had no idea, and the smoke alarms had not gone off, and the smoke was up high, and they just didn't know.
Right. So you got the parents or the grandparents down. Okay, they got out fine.
Right.
Did you ever hear any cause of what caused this fire?
Well, there's the grandson's mom, I think, had been smoking a cigarette on the back porch, and she put it out in one of the cigarette boxes they had. But that morning there was a very strong wind, and it reignited the cigarette, and the whole back porch caught on fire, and it spread up the wall, and the fire was just completely fueled by the wind that day, and it just was really rapidly moving.
So it actually started on the outside of the house.
Yeah, started on the back porch. She had smoked a cigarette that morning before she went to work, and it reignited, and the porch caught on fire, and then the house caught on fire.
Wow. So what was your thought when you saw this and this flame? Obviously you probably radioed in, "Hey, I'm going in here." What was the time frame till you had other people there with you?
A couple minutes. The fire department responded very quickly, and another agency came in to assist because it's a very old house, and as you know, old houses
Right.
burn pretty quick. And the wind that day was not helping at all. And so within a couple minutes, they were there, and they actually salvaged the house. The family moved in probably 13 to 14 months after the fire.
So they were able to come
Yeah,
back.
they salvaged the house. Yes.
Did they suffer any injuries? Anybody suffer any injuries out of this?
Nope.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So, the mom of the boy that was laying on the couch, she was living there too, but she'd left the area.
Yes. Yep.
Did she come back? Did somebody get a hold of her?
Yes, she came back. She was at work and came back and of course tended to the family and her child. So
I bet they were very appreciative.
they were.
Did you know them beforehand?
Yes, they're pretty prominent in the community. I knew them from church. Waved and said hi and shook their hands numerous times before that, and had a lot of interactions with them. And I knew that they were, in terms of mobility, a little bit less mobile than maybe some other people. And when I saw the fire, I knew that they were going to
Need some help.
need some help for sure.
What's their ages? What area?
I hate to guess ages, but they were probably mid to late 70s.
Okay. So did you have to sit them down? Were they able to get down out of the...
By the arm, they were able to walk without problem, but we kind of held on to each other as we went down the stairs.
Yeah. Got everybody out and didn't need any oxygen or anything. They were able to
Right.
get on their own and
Everybody's fine.
taken care of it. So what brought around the International Chiefs of Police 2000. Where did you receive that at?
They actually sent me to Alexandria, and the war was out there.
That was pretty exciting, I'm sure.
It was. Flew out, and me and the superintendent went to a banquet and received the award, and it was really a really neat ordeal. Really.
Wow. That was in 2014, and then 2015 you received the Indiana State Police Gold Star. Now this was for the same action, I'm sure.
Yes.
And that Gold Star, explain to us what that is for.
It's a meritorious award for just an event that goes above and beyond daily expectations.
And it's pretty much putting your life on the line and going beyond what is deemed necessary or reasonable for everyday trooper working out here. You're going above and beyond to receive that award.
That's right.
And that's it's not very often that anybody on the department receives that award. So that's a very, very prestigious award, and congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
And then again in 2015, the American Association of State Troopers recognized you as Trooper of the Year. Now, where was that one at?
That was at the post.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, is that something that you belong to, or would you nominated for that? Do you know?
No, they came across the fire incident, and they voted on it, and they selected me, and they came to the post, and they honored me, and the bowling family was there, and it was a really nice little program, and it's a very prestigious award, and that was 2015.
And again, in 2015, Governor Pence awarded you with the Public Safety Award.
That's correct.
That was that also at the post, or how did that take place?
That was actually at the Capitol.
At the state capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Governor Pence awarded that himself.
Yes.
Wow.
That's quite an honor.
That's very, very honor. And were the bowlings there also?
No, they were not.
Okay. And then in 2015, the Sons of American Revolution with a Merit Award. Where was that one?
That was at Wabash College in Crawfordsville. They honored law enforcement officers and public officials for acts that go above and beyond what is expected. And it was a great award, and spoke a little bit about what happened, and got to meet a lot of people, and it was really nice.
So, top of your head, Ryan, how many interviews have you done about this heroic situation that you were involved in?
There's been a lot. There's been a lot of news coverage on it, a lot of news interviews, and a lot of different speaking things. And as you probably know, I'm not a public speaker. I don't like to be behind the camera or behind the microphone, but there's been quite a few.
You've gone out and you've done your job, and that's what you want to do, right?
That's right.
So, do you keep in contact with the bowlings? Absolutely. Are you still at the same place?
Right. Yep. Drive by them every day, and they're out in the yard. They wave. We stop. We talk, and see them at the church, and see them at the store downtown, and they're pretty prominent within the community, and yeah, I'm glad to see that they're okay.
Yeah, that worked out great. It's a good thing, and that you were there and able to get in there, and because Lord knows what would have happened had they not been woken from that, and
Right.
And the situation could have been a lot worse. Well, again, you're listening to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance. Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance, and we're speaking with Trooper Ryan Winters from the Lafayette Post, talking about his career with the Indiana State Police, and quite the prestigious career here. How many years you been on?
I just started my 14th. 14
years on. Many awards for something that he done. Very brave. Was that in 2014?
Yes.
2014. Removed some people from their burning house and successfully got them out safely and received several awards and accolades for this heroic deed that he did. Do you find that people treat you any different now?
No. No.
Probably being a police officer, I'm sure you've got probably other police officers that busted you about things.
Yeah, I get a lot of flack for it from those guys. Yeah.
From talking about it and being on the news and doing that.
Right.
Well, switch gears here a little bit on kind of getting away from that part, but talk a little bit about what you do daily on as an interdiction officer.
Yeah, we have a lot of cases we're working on currently, but we focus on highway interdiction, stopping vehicles, making contact with the folks on stops, and seeing if they're involved in criminal activity. If they are, we move forward with it. We also do a lot of what we call stop and knocks or talking stops at hotels and houses, and we try to further small cases into bigger ones. And if there's an area that we're out that's not part of our area, we call ahead and see if another person can't take over the case for us, and very passionate about it.
Do you find that 65 is a pretty direct route for drugs and criminal activity?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that's out there is on 65.
Criminals have got to get there. They've got to travel, right?
They do.
They've got to travel on where they're going and where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. How many do you have in your, is it a squad? Is it a team, or how do you?
It's a two-man team.
Okay.
It's me and Trooper Ben Director. We've been assigned a team for many years, and we work well together. He can start a sentence and I can finish it, and I know what he's thinking, and we work really well together. And we've had a lot of great fun, a lot of great success, and we have a lot of future endeavors, and things are really going well.
Well, that's wonderful. So when you get something that you, a little more investigation into it, start something, do you guys take it from point A to the end, or does it go off to detectives, or how does that work?
We go from beginning to end. Now,
Okay.
There's a lot of times because of geography we can't. There's a couple things we have pending that this goes to Ohio, maybe to Illinois or Kentucky, and then we reach out and touch, DES or a federal agency and get
Right.
them involved. But if it's within Indiana, we have the green light to pursue that.
I know I've had an inquiry lately, being in PIO, from the news. I asked the guy that works out here, are you finding a lot more needles on traffic stops?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
And heroin being the big, and meth being a big part of this, or what do you think that is?
Absolutely. Heroin, is, as you know, has blown up in the last several years. It went from getting maybe grams of heroin in the beginning to now you're seeing kilos pretty consistently, especially on 65. One of the things we're seeing a lot of right now currently is the marijuana wax. In fact, we're probably seeing more wax than we are marijuana. So there's a lot of synthetic drugs out there right now that are just blowing up the markets.
The marijuana wax, as I understand, what's a nickname for that?
It's butane honey oil or wax.
Okay. And I read something on that the other day where Sergeant Prime put out, and he was talking to some of you guys. The THC is incredible on that.
Right.
And they're taking the leaves, the stems, and everything.
Yep.
And how does that work? How does that? It's pretty dangerous too, right?
It is. It's probably more volatile than the meth labs. And in fact, in the beginning, when they started making the butane honey oil, there's a lot of fires, a lot of explosions, and people just assumed that it was a meth lab, when in actuality it was probably a marijuana lab. Yeah, they're taking the stems, the seeds, all the remnants of marijuana, they're pressurizing, they're adding butane to it, they're also adding oxygen to it, and they're actually just pulling an extract out of
Right.
the material they're compressing, and that is pretty much pure THC, anywhere from 90 to 100% THC.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not the marijuana from the 60s and 70s,
It's
is it?
not at all.
Yeah. Well, we're down to our last 40 seconds here, so I thank you for coming in, Ryan. I appreciate you being here. Congratulations on your great deed and your awards, and it's very well deserved, and you're a great young man. We appreciate what you do out there.
Thank you.
Well, again, you've been listening to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids. Tom Trial putting us on YouTube each and every week. I want to thank him for his tremendous job. I want to thank Trooper Ryan Winters for being here and talking about his career and his awards and his great life-saving event that happened. And thankfully, everybody was safe on that event. We're going to talk to you again next week. Thanks for listening to The Road Show. The Road Show is out.